Balneário Camboriú is Brazil's most famous city in foreign eyes. It is a place people visit and never want to leave. Towering skyscrapers line the beachfront, while wild nightlife unfolds in multimillion-dollar apartments. Often called the Brazilian Dubai, this city is where superyachts glide alongside million-dollar boats. The buildings seem locked in a race to touch the sky, and even the beach had to be artificially widened to handle the flood of tourists and endless glamour. Sounds exaggerated? It's not. This city transformed into a hub of luxury and extravagance, one of Brazil's most expensive hotspots. Let's dive into its secrets. Number 1, location and general data. Before we dive into beaches, skyscrapers, and luxury tourism, let's talk about why Balneário Camboriú became a real estate phenomenon. Nestled on the northern coast of Santa Catarina, about 85 kilometers from Joinville, BC sits in one of Brazil's most strategic locations. The city is sliced by the BR-101, a crucial highway running along the Brazilian coastline, linking Rio Grande do Sul to Rio de Janeiro. This prime location makes BC absurdly accessible, drawing waves of tourists, especially during summer and holidays. For those avoiding road trips, the city has 2 nearby airports, Navegantes just 30 minutes away and Florianópolis about an hour and a half out, connecting BC to Brazil's major hubs. But here's a crazy fact. Despite its sky-high status, BC is the smallest city in Santa Catarina by land area, covering only 45 square kilometers. It has around 150,000 permanent residents, but during peak summer, that number explodes past 1 million. New Year's Eve is absolute madness. The streets, beaches, and hotels overflow with Brazilians, Argentinians, Europeans, and Americans, all weaving through the packed waterfront. And speaking of the waterfront, Central Beach is BC's beating heart, lined with Brazil's tallest skyscrapers, chic bars, and high-end restaurants. But luxury here comes at a cost. With one of the priciest square meters in the country, BC ranks among Brazil's top cities for human development, boasting safety, infrastructure, and quality of life. Of course, all this glamour doesn't come cheap, but we'll get to that soon. Number 2, from fishing village to Brazilian Dubai. Balneário Camboriú wasn't always a playground for the rich. Once a quiet fishing village, it sat unnoticed on Brazil's southern coast. But everything changed in the 1960s. With the rise of tourism in Santa Catarina, developers saw its potential: pristine beaches, a mild climate, and a strategic coastal location. The government poured money into infrastructure, and suddenly Balneário Camboriú was no longer just a sleepy town. It was a rising hotspot. The 1970s and 1980s brought skyscrapers, hotels, and an influx of wealthy vacationers. Word spread fast. This wasn't just another beach town, it was a place where luxury met the ocean. By the 2000s, real estate exploded. Brazilian elites and international investors flooded in, driving property prices through the roof. The city's skyline transformed into a futuristic wall of glass and steel, with buildings competing to touch the sky. But Balneário Camboriú didn't stop there. In true Brazilian Dubai fashion, they widened the beach artificially, making room for even more extravagance. Superyachts, luxury clubs, and Michelin-starred restaurants followed. Today, Balneário Camboriú is one of the most expensive places in Brazil, attracting millionaires, celebrities, and influencers. Yet, beneath all the glitz, traces of its humble fishing village past remain in small local markets and traditional seafood spots. From a forgotten coastal village to a billionaire's paradise, Balneário Camboriú's rise is a story of ambition, transformation, and a relentless pursuit of luxury. And if history tells us anything, it's that this city is only getting started. Number 3, the most expensive square meter in Brazil. The most expensive square meter in Brazil? That title belongs to Balneário Camboriú, specifically along Avenida Atlântica, the city's beachfront strip. Here, prices soar beyond 50,000 Brazilian reals per square meter, rivaling some of the priciest real estate in the world. The reason why it is so expensive because this is Brazil's Dubai, where towering skyscrapers stand right against the beach, offering panoramic ocean views. We're talking about the legendary Yacht House by Pininfarina, the tallest residential building in Latin America, and other ultra-luxurious high-rises packed with private helipads, infinity pools, and high-tech security. Owning property here isn't just about real estate, it's about status. The artificial beach expansion only fueled the madness, as demand skyrocketed with the promise of even more glamour. Be ready to drop millions for even a modest apartment. In Balneário Camboriú, the higher you go, the deeper your pockets need to be. This is where luxury isn't just an option, it's the only way of life. Number 4, record-breaking skyscrapers. Balneário Camboriú isn't just Brazil's Dubai. It's a vertical empire with record-breaking skyscrapers piercing the clouds. The crown jewel? Yacht House by Pininfarina, standing at 281 meters, 922 feet. The tallest residential tower in Latin America. Designed by the same minds behind Ferrari, this twin-tower masterpiece screams wealth, with apartments costing millions and yacht parking at the private marina. But Yacht House isn't alone. The city is home to 6 of Brazil's 10 tallest buildings, including One Tower, 290 meters, Infinity Coast, 234 meters, and the ultra-luxurious Epic Tower, 190 meters. Each is a symbol of extravagance, offering sky-high penthouses, infinity pools, and even private elevators that take you straight into your apartment. Here's the irony: most of these buildings sit nearly empty for most of the year. Why? Because their owners, a mix of Brazilian millionaires and international elites, only show up in the summer. For months, these towering giants are like ghostly monuments to excess, waiting for their owners to return for lavish beachside vacations. In Balneário Camboriú, the skyline isn't just a view, it's a statement. A city where buildings race toward the sky, but most of the year, they stand in silent luxury. Number 5, tourism and entertainment. Balneário Camboriú isn't just about skyscrapers and luxury real estate. It's a tourism and entertainment playground that never stops. Whether you're after wild nightlife, stunning beaches, or heart-pounding adventure, this city delivers without limits. Let's start with Central Beach, the city's heart, where people watching is a sport and multi-million-dollar yachts glide by like floating mansions. But for a more untouched vibe, there's Praia do Estelariño, a paradise of crystal-clear waters and VIP beach clubs where the rich sip cocktails under the sun. For thrill seekers, Unipraia's Park is a must. A cable car ride lifts you over the rainforest, offering breathtaking views of the coastline, before dropping you at Laranjeiras Beach or the insane Yuhu Mountain Sled, a high-speed roller coaster through the jungle. Nightlife? Absolute chaos, in the best way. Clubs like Warung Beach Club and Green Valley rank among the best in the world, hosting top DJs and all-night parties where the elite and influencers dance until sunrise. And let's not forget the Cristo Luz, a massive illuminated Christ statue even taller than Rio's, offering panoramic city views at night. Balneário Camboriú is a place where luxury meets adrenaline, and every experience feels larger than life. Whether you're here to relax, party, or explore, one thing's certain: you won't leave the same. Number 6, the cost of living and sky-high prices. Living in Balneário Camboriú isn't just expensive, it's elite territory. This city has some of Brazil's highest real estate prices, with oceanfront apartments on Avenida Atlântica reaching over 50,000 Brazilian reals per square meter. Want a luxury penthouse? That'll cost millions. Rent isn't much better. A one-bedroom apartment near the beach? Expect to pay 6,000 to 12,000 Brazilian reals per month. Even everyday life is pricey. Restaurants, bars, and supermarkets charge a premium thanks to the city's high-end status. A simple dinner in a nice restaurant can easily hit 300 to 500 Brazilian reals per person. But here's the catch: the locals don't always live here year-round. Many of these high-rise apartments sit empty for months, owned by millionaires who only visit during summer. Meanwhile, those who work in the city often live in cheaper nearby towns. In Balneário Camboriú, luxury isn't just a lifestyle, it's a price tag. And if you want in, you'd better be ready to pay. Number 7, traffic in high season. Balneário Camboriú in peak season is a beautiful nightmare on wheels. During summer and holidays, the city's population explodes from 150,000 to over 1 million, turning its streets into a massive traffic jam. A 5-minute drive? Now an hour-long ordeal. Avenida Brasil and Avenida Atlântica, normally bustling, become parking lots, packed with luxury cars, motorcycles, and lost tourists desperately searching for a spot. Even leaving the city is a struggle, with the BR-101 highway clogged for miles. Want to enjoy paradise? You better have patience. In high season, Balneário Camboriú is where you trade speed for spectacle and frustration for ocean views. Number 8, environment. Balneário Camboriú is a city of glamour and excess, but all that luxury comes at an environmental cost. The towering skyscrapers that give it the Brazilian Dubai nickname also cast long shadows over the beach, literally blocking sunlight and affecting the ecosystem. One of the biggest environmental changes? The artificial beach expansion. To widen Praia Central, they dumped millions of cubic meters of sand onto the shoreline. The result? A wider, more glamorous beach, but also disrupted marine life, shifting currents, and changes in water quality. Some experts warn that this kind of human interference could have long-term consequences on the coastline. Traffic congestion and rapid urbanization also take a toll. With over 1 million visitors in summer, the city's waste and pollution levels spike, straining water resources and sanitation. Despite this, Balneario Camboriú has tried to balance luxury with sustainability, investing in clean energy, waste management, and environmental preservation projects. But as the city keeps growing, the question remains: how much luxury can nature handle before the cost is too high?